Hello, fellow travelers, adventurers, and explorers. Today I'm doing a review on the INUI B41 Power Bank for traveling. Before I dive into this, I just wanted to say that the company does have a few different power banks that are MagSafe. They have more in different ports, as well as higher milliamps. So, there's other options. Having said that, let's dive in. So I purchased mine back in 2023 and I bought it on Amazon for $17.99 USD. This particular one came with the power bank, the bag, as well as a user manual / guide, and a USB-C to USB-A cord. Now let's get nerdy and dive into the specs. This power bank comes in several different colors to choose from, but you know me, I'm going with black. Also, the texture of this is quite nice. It is very smooth and velvety and quite pleasant to touch. This power bank is approximately 5.2 inches long, 2.7 inches wide, and oh so slim at 0.5 inches thick. It weighs approximately 7 ounces, and just for comparison, that's about how much an iPhone 15 Pro weighs. So it's relatively light. Now let's talk ports. There are 2 USB-A ports and 1 USB-C port. The USB-C port is the only in-out port, meaning that you can charge devices from it, and that is also how you will charge the power bank back up. Now, you can use the cord to charge the power bank as well as your devices, so you would just plug this into that USB-C, and the USB-A would have to plug into your wall charger. But me personally, I've never used the cord that it came with because I have my own cords at various lengths for my different devices, but that was one reason why this power bank is so cool, is because you can simply use the same cord that you use for your other devices as long as it's a USB-C, and in my case that happens to be the same cord as my phone. It can also charge 3 devices at a time, which I have to put a little asterisk by that because you're not going to get a full charge for all 3 devices unless maybe they're like earbuds or something, which I'll explain why in just a minute, but I just wanted to make sure that your expectations are set correctly. So don't expect full charges for all of the devices. It's just going to give each device a little bit extra juice. Another cool feature is that you can charge a device while you're charging the power bank. Now, obviously the benefit of this would be if your wall charger only has 1 port, for example, and you needed to charge this and you need to charge like another device. I don't think that I would recommend that you do that all the time though, because it does seem like it would be draining on the battery. And also it doesn't seem like it would charge your device very efficiently either. Now, I've never done that. However, I did test it just to see if you could, and you can. So moving on. Next is the amount of charges that you can expect from this power bank. So it has 10,000 mAhs, which stands for milliamp hours, which essentially is the amount of current that can be provided over the period of 1 hour. So in layman's terms, it's going to give you roughly 1.5 charges for a phone. And the website does say that it can almost fully charge an iPad, but I'm going to say that that depends on what type of iPad you have. So you'd have to check that device specifically. I'll go over device compatibility in just a minute. So how fast can a device charge from this power bank? This power bank is rated 3A, aka the amps of current to a device, which means that it is above the standard 1 to 2 amps. So likely you are going to find that this charges a little bit faster, and the company claims that it fuels an iPhone up to 78% in an hour. It's important to note that it is the USB-C port that is going to be your rapid charge. I tested this with my iPhone 15 Pro, which was at 10%, and after an hour, my phone was at 84%. So the claim is accurate that you do get a pretty decent charge in about an hour. And just for reference, my phone was fully charged after 2 hours. Let's talk about how fast the power bank charges back up. So first of all, you'll want to make sure that you have a wall charger that is 5 volts at 3 amps. It looks like 5V equals 3A. And I'll link below to this one specifically. I use it when I'm at home, but there are a lot of different options that you can use. If you use a wall charger that is 5 volts at 1 amp, for example, either you're going to get the slowest charge ever, or it may actually just stop charging or not charge at all. So having said that, I just am trying to put emphasis on the wall charger really does make a difference in your ability to recharge your power bank. So the company says that it can take anywhere from 5 to 8 hours, and that range is so big because again, it depends on like the voltage and what you're using in terms of your wall charger. For me and my experience, when this was at 20% and I used this wall charger, it took about 7 hours to fully charge back up. For the people who want to be extra nerdy, the fast charge tech in this is QC per the company. Now, how long does this thing hold a charge when it's not in use? I couldn't really find any specific information about this on the website, but in my experience, I didn't use this for 9 months and it still was at 40% battery. Per the manual and instructions, it does say that if you're not going to be using it, you want to charge it at least once every 6 months. And always it's a good idea to recharge this thing when it hits 20% or less in battery power. Now let's talk about compatible devices. So since this is 5 volts and 3 amps, you're going to get a 15 watt output. In layman's terms, that means that this is best used for most phones like iPhone, the Galaxy phone, the Google Pixel phone, etc., and maybe a device like earbuds. And maybe some tablets, speakers, smartwatches, and fitness trackers, but those are going to potentially be a little bit more finicky, so you'll have to check those devices' specifications. But this power bank is definitely not meant to charge a laptop. Now let's talk about the little paw print. First of all, isn't it just so freaking cute? I love how fun it is, but it actually does serve a function, and each of the prints on here represents about 20% of the battery life. So if you were down 2 prints, that would mean that you have 60% battery remaining. When fully charged, all 5 prints should be lit up and solid, and as you're charging devices, the prints will just start to disappear. So they're not going to flash, they're not going to halfway fill or be halfway lit. It just simply goes away once it's all used up. And when you're charging it, the prints will flash and become solid once it is full. And again, once it's fully charged, it will be in the state that it is now. This power bank also has a little flashlight. And this light is 400 lumens. You can turn it on simply by clicking the little tiny button that's right here twice and rapidly. So just like that to turn it on, and the same to turn it off. Now, that light seems to be decently bright. I don't think that it would be a good flashlight, for example, if you were walking in the dark. But if you're looking through a bag or maybe looking for something in a room, then I think that it could do the job. The website says that this power bank has a 15-layer safe charging, which I have no idea what that means. However, the skinny of it is that it is supposed to help prevent the risk of overheating and any damage to the batteries of your devices. This also comes with a 3-year warranty, which I think is above average in my opinion, so that seems like a major pro. As far as my personal thoughts about this power bank, I use this as a single backup charge for my phone and my earbuds when I am traveling. I chose it because it is affordable, it's relatively light, it's one of the smaller power banks, and I liked that you can charge multiple devices at a time, even if they're not going to be fully charged, because sometimes you just need a little extra juice before you get to where you need to go. And I also really liked that this did not come with a weird extra charging cord. So when you're traveling, it's just annoying to have to carry more cords. And the cord that charges this, like I've already mentioned, is the same cord that I use to charge my iPhone. So I really do like that about this device. So out of 5 stars, what would I give this device? I would give it 5 stars because it does what it says it's going to do. And honestly, I don't really have any complaints about it. If I was going to make one wish, it might be that it would recharge a little bit faster. However, that hasn't been an issue for me because I usually just charge it overnight wherever I'm staying. If something were to happen to this device, I would definitely consider buying it again. I may look into newer models or like their MagSafe charger, but I'm definitely really happy with this one as a basic charger. When I need something with a little bit more juice or something that is going to last more than a day or give me more than one charge, then I use my other power bank, which I'm going to talk about in an upcoming video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, leave those in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and I will talk to you next time.